Hello and welcome back to the channel, How We Move the Decimal. In today's video, I am photographing vintage 35mm slides to sell on eBay. Now, these slides aren't as vintage as my vintage normally is. These slides are from the 90s, so I guess if I want to call myself vintage, these are vintage slides. I very rarely have any slides from the 90s, 80s even. Majority of my slides are from the early 50s to the mid 70s if I had to like pick a range. So having slides in the 90s is actually pretty uncommon for me. But it's also funny because the people are wearing clothes that I remember. A lot of these are from like a graduation and a trip to Greece and stuff. So like they're dressed how I remember people dressing. So I guess that's how people that buy slides from like the 70s and 60s for the nostalgia factor. But I thought that was kind of funny that these are, you know, vintage slides from the 90s as I try really hard not to roll my eyes calling these slides vintage, but they would, the as I get older, my husband and I always joke, we're like, is that collectible? Yeah, that's collectible. Is that vintage? Yeah. Is that antique? I don't know. Having to know the different classifications. And the kids, oh my gosh, my students are like wearing bell bottoms. I saw a student wear really flared jeans the other day. Several are wearing Jinkos. It boggles my mind. I'm like, those were not comfortable when they were popular. I had a pair, and anytime it rained, my pants are wet up to my knees. There's nothing they're not flattering. They're not comfortable. There's no reason to wear them. That being said, I may live and die in my skinny jeans now. So come at me. All the like mom millennial jokes. I side part my hair and I swear by my skinny jeans, my high-waisted skinny jeans. Definitely not cool, but and that's another thing with eBay and like just kind of going off of that. Yes, there are certain trends that are in. So like Jinkos, flares, all of this really in with the kids. Crop shirts, I'm assuming because Target has not sold a full length shirt in like 2 years. All of these are in style at the moment. I am still wearing skinny jeans. I still want a full length shirt. I'm on the lookout for the old school Adidas with the foil on the front so that it looks like the flower. I want that. I want an old school Adidas crew neck sweater. I don't want, if I can get a crew neck with a pocket in the front, that like I'd be living the dream. But I'm really not into hoodies anymore. I really want crew necks. So just going by my own fashion, I'm not wearing what the high schoolers are wearing. I'm still wearing skinny jeans, I'm still wearing sweaters and crew neck sweatshirts that are full length. So there is a buyer on eBay, and quite frankly, I sell to the older crowd. I don't sell a lot of fast fashion in the sense that it's very popular right now. I do sell a lot of vintage, again, try not to roll my eyes, clothes from like the 90s and stuff. Old Tommy Hilfiger stuff. It's still very popular. I can still sell that, but it's it, I'm selling more like Ray Dunn stuff or Alfred Dunner or Carhartt, Levi's, classic fits, nothing crazy, nothing outrageous in the fashion. Now, don't get me wrong, if I find a pair of Jinkos out in the wild, especially at the bins, I will pick those suckers up, even though they would probably be like $10 if we go per pound price because they are so heavy. Again, not fun to wear. They're really wide, very heavy, hard to walk in, soak up every single bit of water on the road, but people are wearing them. I kind of want to roll my eyes and be like, oh, don't bring those back. They weren't fun. They weren't fun when they were in fashion the first time. But I will say, out of all the clothes I am still wearing from my high school days or college days, they are not the fast fashion. They were not the it things. I have no cold shoulder tops. I have no one shoulder tops. Everything is the classic fit jeans. I do have Levi's still that I wear that are just the straight leg, or like slight boot or mild boot, not the full boot cut, but between a straight and a boot cut. I can usually tell what classic jean things are selling. 505s, 501s, 569s all sell really well. So when I'm looking at Levi's jeans, I can flip through and see. Student jeans sell really well. We went out to eat for my birthday at Chili's because we live in the Midwest and we're so fancy. We ate at Chili's and our waitress had the I want to say 505 mom jeans with the button closures and the very high waist and like the pleating at the top because they're so not flattering on anybody. I'm sure that's the style and they felt very hip wearing them. These jeans don't flatter anyone. Don't, yeah, I'm like, don't, yeah, you know, she was probably a college student because it was a college town that we drove to. So, because our town doesn't have a Chili's. But I'm like, oh, you poor college kid wearing those mom jeans. And she probably paid like buku bucks for those mom jeans. It's like, no, it was the classic 90s mom jeans. They were even stonewashed. So, but kids are wearing them. So when I'm at work or when I'm out and about looking at people in the public and shopping, speaking of shopping, oh dear God, Kohl's is having crazy sales right now. Well, by the time you guys see this video, they're done. If you were watching my video, you would have just seen my cat Dylan's paws walk across the screen. But because whatever I'm doing, he needs to know. But Kohl's, I saw it on Instagram. Ann Eckhart. I don't know if anybody follows her. She's a reseller. I like her. She has a very dry sense of humor, kind of my jam, right around my age group. So I like her, especially when she starts like going off on things. But she went to Kohl's and I didn't even realize this, but she went to Kohl's and she said they had 50% off all of their clearance. So their clearance price, which some was already up to 80% off, so another 50% off of that clearance price. And with that, it was I didn't buy anything to resell at all. I called my mom as soon as I got in the car. I was like, oh my God, there was such good sales. And she was like, did you buy anything to resell? And I was like, no, I wasn't buying anything to resell because if every Kohl's is doing this, much like when the Ross does their really low sales, if every Kohl's is doing this, that's going to be an influx of items. I did find Easter presents for my kids. My son has decided just to continually grow every 5 seconds. I turn around and he's an inch taller. So I know for a fact that he has no shorts for this summer. And I went ahead and stocked up on like basketball shorts, soft shorts that he lives in. I stocked up on those for this summer. And I was getting them for like $2 a piece. I was getting Under Armour pants for $7. I got a really nice Adidas sweater for him for like $11. I got my middle daughter a bunch of Adidas and Under Armour shorts, and they were between $5 and $7 a piece. I got myself 2 new pairs of shoes, brand name Adidas shoes, for $14 and $13. But if I was looking for something to resell, I was in there for 2.5 hours just for myself. If I was looking for something to resell, I would be in there for 4+ hours, probably scanning everything, and it wouldn't be worth my time. And I don't think my resell would have been high enough for me to go, oh yeah, that's totally a deal. There were some bathing suits though that I was hemming and hawing about, but that were like Under Armour and Adidas. I wouldn't have bought like a Kohl's brand, so to speak, for any of the stuff. But if I was reselling, so if you go to your Kohl's, I guess, if I was reselling, I'd look at Under Armour, Columbia, Adidas. There was a lot of Adidas stuff. There was a lot of Adidas shoes. Some of them were less than $10 a piece. So I guess if I was reselling tennis shoes and stuff, which I do not, I might have stocked up on the tennis shoes there. I wear a fairly large size for a female, so I didn't expect to see any of my size there, and I got the last two in my size. Most of the sizes that were left were 7 and 8s, which are 8s are pretty common for a female size. 7 is even pretty common. 6s are very hard to sell, but like people like me who have a daughter who is 10 who is wearing, 6, 7, so those sell better, but then you also have to look at, are they a younger style? So if it's a smaller size and a younger style, it tends to sell quickly. Yes, I know there are females with very small size feet that are pissed off that they have to wear kids' shoes. I understand that. But if I'm buying these younger sizes or these smaller sizes, my audience is going to be a younger person. And that's when you buy anything. If you buy any clothing item or hard good for that fact, look at that item and say, who is buying this? Who is going to buy this? If it's a smaller size, I'm going to be like, it's a childish, like middle school age. Would they wear this? If the answer is no, then I might not pick it up. So that is my best advice. When you pick up something, see who's going to buy it. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe and watch my slides I've digitized at the end of the video.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much time till we fall? It's awfully chilly outside, when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises. Or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else who has a greater curse, a greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again, I need a couple friends. I never really understood just how the story ends, but I can feel it's tense, don't know the consequence. The volatility of life, my only confidence. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises. Or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much time till we fall? It's awfully chilly outside when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die. Is this an argument or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promise.